Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Ariella Indigo and I'm your host for the Multidimensional Human Experience Global Summit. The reason this summit felt so important to create is due to the amount of us who are on awakening paths, often unconsciously, right from birth, and due to our heightened sensitivities are given reductive mental health labels and prescribed pharmaceuticals without taking into account our multidimensional natures and the awakening process itself. Through my own experience growing up and what I've seen with many others also, this linear third dimensional approach mostly serves to erode our self-esteem, dampen our psychic abilities and knock our confidence, which in turn gives rise to destructive behavioral habits like addictions and so-called antisocial behavior. And this is really because our realities are not being properly supported and the correct guidance not being made available to us. And sadly, as we know, some highly sensitive souls are choosing to leave this planet or are not connecting with their missions due to their sensitivities and the current situation here on Earth. So this summit looks to address these issues and raise awareness about multidimensional humans, to give fellow empaths, light workers, indigos and starseeds some support so that we can get up and running with our incredible missions and complete what we've come here to do, which is to help in Earth's ascension process. So in today's interview, I'm honoured to be joined by Macaya Miracle, who's an inspired energy healer, teacher, business coach, musician and aspiring Kundalini yogi. Macaya is the CEO and founder of Being Joy, a company dedicated to helping spiritual people uncover their unique talents and share them with the world. Macaya is also the co-creator of Accelerated Light Healing, which provides a set of tools and processes to help you heal your body, mind and spirit, activate your spiritual and intuitive abilities, clear your limiting beliefs and create more of what you want in your life with total ease and grace. Macaya, thank you so much for being here and a very warm welcome to you to the summit. It's a huge honour and privilege to have you here with us. So before we dive into your understanding about what the multidimensional human experience is all about, I'd like to start off, if I may, by asking you, Macaya, to tell us a bit about who you are, a bit about your journey and your awakening story so far.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here too. I have been studying energy healing and practicing energy healing every single day for the last 12 and a half years. It has been the main focus of my life. And what happened was, when I was 16, I went to a Bible camp. I was raised as a Christian until I was 18. Mm-hmm. And at the Bible camp, there was this there was this workshop called Healing Touch, and every afternoon we got to sign up for different workshops, and I was kind of sweet on this girl, so I went up to her. I said, hey, let's take this Healing Touch workshop. So I thought it was massage. Well, definitely was not massage. There was this shaman lady there, which I thought was really interesting at a Bible camp, and I loved it. And she taught us all about energy and showed us pictures of the aura and did energy healing on us. And right after that, I knew that I was supposed to be an energy healer. Like, it was just so deep in my soul. But I didn't really have any inspiration to step into that. I didn't have any drive, even though I knew it. So it took me about another 7 years, and I got really sick. And I got sick to the point where the doctors weren't going to be able to help me with it. We were talking about sensitivities. It was extreme electrical sensitivity.
Right.
And I realized that I have two options. I can suffer until I die, or I can figure out how to heal it myself. And so I just dove in. I studied everything I could about energy healing, spirituality, metaphysics. And I was literally studying all of that 12 hours a day.
Wow.
Every day. Until I started learning more energy healing and learning about meditation, I transitioned from studying for 12 hours a day to doing energy healing and meditation on myself for 12 hours a day until I was well enough to get back into society, which took about a year and a half.
Wow.
After that, I'm like, okay, now I have all these tools. How can I share them with the world? So I started my healing practice and never looked back.
That's incredible. So you healed yourself through the tools and techniques and processes that you learned.
Yes. I mean, I had help from other teachers and healers too, but most of the work I did on myself.
Yes.
I knew that I could. On
Yeah.
some level, I knew that I could. And I knew that I didn't want to live the way that I was living.
Yes. Yeah, that's awesome. And I think I mean yours is a pretty extreme case, right? To literally, you know, the doctors not be able to help you and to go on that voyage of discovery on your own. But I know it often happens for us sensitives that we are pushed to that point of personal crisis so that we can find these other modalities and other ways, these alternative non-mainstream solutions, and move forward with that. And of course then it just feels the most natural thing to do, to share that with other people, what we've learned, right?
Definitely.
So that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us about that. And that links in nicely to the next question, which is really, you know, the topic for this whole summit. It's about what it means to be a multidimensional human and the various experiences that we are having. And as I say, on the awakening path, that can be an interesting journey quite often. What is your understanding of the multidimensional human experience? Can you share that with us, please?
That's a big question.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we as infinite beings have access to everything that would be included in infinite, which is everything.
Yeah.
And we've been here on this planet for so long playing a limited game, not being aware of our infinite nature, not being aware of that we can communicate with beings from other realms, beings from other dimensions, channel energies from other dimensions and other realms to help us heal.
Mm-hmm.
And just really not realizing and stepping into our infinite nature, which is our natural state. We just forgot and we put all these blocks and limitations in the way. So really, for me, what it means to be multidimensional or interdimensional is a place where you have access to all your power, where you have access to all your gifts, where you are in the infinite flow of spirit and synchronicity all the time. And the way to get there is to release all of your emotional charges around anything and all of your limiting beliefs. Because those things are what create judgment, and judgment stops the flow of infinite.
Mm-hmm.
Energy wants to flow infinitely like a river. Just keep flowing, 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 flowing. And what happens when a tree falls over and blocks the river? Well, it dams up and the water starts to back it up and build up, and there's resistance there. Resistance is not your natural state. Flow is your natural state. And the only thing that creates resistance is your judgments, limiting beliefs, and unexpressed emotions that you're locking in your body and your energy. When we clear those things out, you get to step back into the infinite flow. Everything you desire to manifest shows up as if by magic because you're being infinitely guided. You're functioning from your awareness instead of your thoughts. Your awareness guides you, says, go do this now, go do this now, go do this now. And you don't have to think and calculate and figure out and stress out all the time. You just know where to be and what to do in every moment.
Yes. So much there. I'm wondering which one to tap into. So let's go back to what you said to start with about being able to access other realities and interdimensional beings, because I find that fascinating, and I'm sure our viewers who are watching this also do. Now, what is your personal experience around that, Macaya?
I have
Because
a
I've
deep
got a couple
connection.
of stories, but I want to hear yours.
I have a deep connection with beings from the other dimensions. In late 2007,
Yeah.
I started learning how to channel, and I was doing automatic writing at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point in my automatic writing and my meditation, these beings came to me and they're like, "Hey, we have this healing energy that we want you to gift the world. Do you want it?" Like, yeah, that sounds awesome. And boom,
Yes.
they downloaded me with this energy, and
Wow.
then they took my hand and had me write out a manual for it, stuff that I would never have thought up in my own mind. So I knew it was coming from them. And then a few days later, some different beings came. They're like, "Hey, we have this healing energy for you. Do you want it?" Yeah. Boom, they downloaded me. And then 3 days later, this just kept happening. Sometimes every day, these energies just kept coming in. These beings are like, "Here, have this healing energy. We want you to gift it to the world." And one day, the Pleiadian emissaries light came to me. These are beings from the Pleiades that oversee the fifth dimensional realm.
Right.
And they're like, "Hey, we have this healing energy for you. Do you want it?" Yes. And they downloaded me with it, and they had me write out a manual. And I just felt so connected with these beings. And so they kept coming to me, bringing me more healing energies, but also just a lot of guidance and a lot of spiritual wisdom that I'm now able to share with the world. And I've expanded that connection to beings from the other dimensions, the Syrians, the Arcturians, Andromedans, the Lyrians. And when I am looking for guidance, when I'm looking for that next step that I just can't quite see, or just answers that I would like, spiritual wisdom, I can go to those different realms, connect with those beings, and then receive messages
That's
from their
awesome.
overarching perspective of thousands or millions of years more evolution than we have on this planet.
Yes. Yeah. That is awesome. And you see, this is like one of the many reasons that I wanted to create this summit, because more and more of us are now having these types of experiences, but yet society doesn't recognize them and doesn't support them, right? And will tell us that we're crazy. I mean, I myself you know, and it's like, you know, it's people like yourself, Macaya, and all of the other amazing experts and leaders and way showers that we've got on this summit that I'm so grateful to in my own multidimensional awakening, because I had, and this is the same experience that many people are going through. I had for many years growing up accepted these mental health labels. You know, I had thought that I was crazy because I had been sensing and seeing and experiencing energies, you know, and entities around me for years and years. And actually it scared the hell out of me. And it wasn't until I was in my mid-30s when I had kind of got to a stable place in myself, if you like, and had grown in self-confidence, that when I woke up and there were two stood in my bedroom, that it was finally time for me to go, do you know what, screw society. I know that this is happening, and I'm not crazy. So you know, it's so important that we do share about these experiences to help people to realize that they're not crazy, so they don't have to suffer in that way.
Completely. And also for them to have resources to reach out when they need help, when they don't know what's going on, when they think they're crazy. Like, where do you turn to?
Yeah. Yeah. In my personal experience, the doctors weren't that sympathetic.
No? They usually want to put you on drugs and lock you up.
Yeah, totally. So on that topic, with in terms of these sensitivities that many of us can have, obviously you've shared with your very, very heightened sensitivity to electricity, and we're all different, right? But the thing that we have in common is that as higher dimensional beings, we often get completely fried, one way or another by this earth plane. What's your advice, Macaya, on how people can manage those sensitivities so that they can evolve spiritually and move past those challenges?
Well, the first thing that I recommend to everybody is learn energy healing. Doesn't matter what modality, just learn something that you can do on yourself. So you can keep your energy strong, your energy clear, and have tools to use when you're taking on too much energy, whether it be from other people, other things, whatever it is. Because the worst, lots of people think heartbreak is the worst thing you can feel. I don't think that's the worst thing you can feel. I think feeling powerless is the worst thing you can feel. You feel like you have no options, you have no choice. Then you're like, well, why should I even be on the planet? So when you start to learn about energy and energy healing, you start to have tools, you start to have choices, you start to have ways out of the situations that you find yourself in. And you start strengthening your energy field, and your sensitivities, they don't go away, but they change. The way you perceive things change. If you can't go into a crowded room right now because you feel everybody's energy so much, the more and more you strengthen your energy field, it's not like you're not going to feel them anymore. It's just that you're going to be less affected by it, which is the key. Because people are like, well, I don't want my empathic abilities. Well, empathic abilities are awesome. They're amazing awareness tools.
Yeah.
You just don't want them to be so intense that they're overwhelming you and you can't, do anything, go anywhere, get out of bed. So when you start to strengthen your energy field, and also realizing you don't have to do anything with those awarenesses, those feelings. They're just there. They're just awarenesses. You don't have to categorize them. You don't have to compartmentalize them. You don't have to block them. You don't have to respond to them. They're just awarenesses. And if you can get to that state, they can flow through you as if you're like air to them. Be aware of them, but they don't have any draining effect on you. They don't have any reactive effect on you. You just, again, get to be in that infinite flow state.
That's awesome advice. So connecting with any energy healing type of modality. So what would that include? Reiki?
Reiki, what I teach, accelerated light healing. A few of my other favorites are quantum light weaving and reconnective healing. Whatever you can find, learn them in person, you can learn them online, but something that resonates with you. Because not all of them are going to resonate with you. Don't just see a list of them and point your finger and say, I'm taking that one. No, go through them and feel. If you are a sensitive being, you can feel, you have intuition.
Yeah.
Choose what's resonating with you, what makes your, not just like, I can learn that, but this makes me really excited when I think about learning this. This makes me blissful and joyful. Go for that.
Yeah.
And put the time and energy into it that it takes to really become fluent. So you're using these tools every day. So they're a part of your life. So you remember that they're there when you need them.
Yes, absolutely. Application is key, isn't it?
Totally.
It's one thing to know, but it's another thing to apply and to do. Speaking of which, Macaya, I'm very excited because I know that you are going to guide us through, is it an energy activation today in this interview? And having experienced them from you before, I know we are in for a treat. So could I just ask you to totally jump in there and guide us through this?
Let's do it. So just take a couple deep breaths. You can close your eyes and really sink into wherever you're at. Ah. What I'd like you to do is become aware of the energy that surrounds your body. Expand that energy out to the size of the room you're in. Expand that energy out to the size of the building you're in. Expand that energy out to the size of the city block you're on. Expand that energy out to the size of the city you're in. Expand that energy out to the state or province that you're in. Expand that energy out to the size of the country you're in. Expand that energy out to the size of the entire planet. Now expand that energy out to the size of the solar system. Expand that energy out to the size of the galaxy. Expand that energy out to the size of the universe. Expand that energy out to the size of the universe of universes. Yeah. Ooh. Expand that energy all the way out to infinite consciousness. Okay. Keep breathing from this place. What I'd like you to do is see a doorway with the number 5 on it. 5 is in golden. What I'd like you to do is open that door, step into it. Yeah. This is the 5th dimensional realm. Just breathe and allow those energies to come into every part of your being. The realm of infinite love. And now, this is where the ascended bastards live. Most of the time. Beings that oversee this realm are the Pleiadian emissaries of light. So now we're going to attune you to the 5th dimensional energy. Okay, now we're going to connect you with the Pleiadian emissaries of light. If you have a question you'd like to ask Pleiadian emissaries of light, you may ask them now. If you don't have a question, you can ask them if they have a message for you. And now, put out your left hand and allow the Pleiadian emissaries of light to place a gift in your hand. Maybe a physical object, maybe symbol, color. Then ask them what they'd like you to do with this gift. Sometimes it's an action, sometimes it's placing it into your body. Sometimes it's just holding it. Beautiful. Just thank the Pleiadian emissaries of light. Beautiful. We're going to go back to their realm now. Take a couple more deep breaths of this fifth dimensional energy of the fifth dimension. Infinite love. Fill you up even more. Yeah. Thank the fifth dimensional realm. Thank the fifth dimension. And now find the door with the number 5 on it. Step out of it. Close the door. Now I'm going to enhance your connection to infinite source in the earth. Come back to your body. Keep breathing. And what I'd like you to do, breathe energy from the earth, up your feet, up your entire body, now your head, all the way up to infinite source. And do that 2 more times. Once more. I'd like you to breathe energy from infinite source into the top of your head, down your entire body, and out your feet into the earth. Do that 2 more times. Once more. And I'd like you to breathe energy from the earth, up your feet, up your entire body, and out your head, all the way up to infinite source. And do that 2 more times. Once more. Beautiful. When you're ready, you can start wiggling your fingers and toes, rotating your wrists and ankles, pressing your body, squeezing it, stretching out. One time you can open your eyes.
Wow. Well, I can tell you, I didn't want to come out of that 5th dimensional door.
I hear that a lot.
I was like, oh no. But then you connected me to infinite source, so that was a good compensation at that point.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Thank you so much. It was interesting. You probably didn't hear it your side, but this side, and I think for the viewers watching, they'll definitely hear this. When you were sounding, sometimes the pitch this side it changed frequency, so it kind of stepped like up. So it was interesting to see the energy working that way through this side. That was very cool.
Yay.
Yeah, I had this everybody's will be different. For me, I was given this beautiful like rainbow healing light, which was to put in my aura to strengthen my aura and to raise the vibration of that to the 5th dimension. So that was a great experience.
Beautiful.
Thank you for that. That was amazing. Thank you. So, well, now I've got to get my head back in the interview, and I can't remember what I was going to watch you, so we'll just free flow or ask you even. Just reground myself. So, Macaya, I know that because you're doing some amazing work and you're helping a lot of people with this, but you know, we often hear people in the spiritual communities, and particularly the star seeds and you know the empaths, we know that we're here for a mission. We know there is a specific purpose and a specific mission that we've come to earth to do. And sometimes that can create anxiety because people are like, well, I don't want to miss my mission. What is your advice to these people on how they can best connect and align with their missions?
My advice is create as much bliss and joy as possible in your life, because that's your main mission. Whatever you think your mission is, that's not your main mission. Your main mission is to create as much bliss and joy on the planet, whether that be on a self level for yourself, whether that be on maybe you have a family, so a family level, maybe a community level, or maybe it's bigger. Maybe you have a big message to spread where you're being interviewed or you're on TV or the radio. It doesn't matter what level you're doing that at. The more bliss and joy you experience, the more it heals the planet and everybody and everything on it.
Yes.
So when you start focusing on that rather than I have a mission and I need to do my mission, which can get really heavy and bogged down because you're like, if I don't do this, then bad things are going to happen, or I'm going to have to come back, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Let all of that go and just step into ease, because whatever is the easiest and whatever brings you the most bliss and joy on this planet is what you're here to do. Focus on that.
That is great advice. And I like the way that you have phrased that. I think that was articulated very well, because yeah, you're absolutely right. The lighter frequency is always happiness and joy. And when we get too attached to, and okay, you know, let's face it, it's part of the awakening process. You know, show me somebody on the awakening path who hasn't been there, you know. I think it's a stage, isn't it, that and a necessary stage to go through, but it can create heaviness and anxiety and lower our frequency when that attachment becomes too great. It's far better just to step back, like you say, and follow your joy, follow your creativity, your passion, your purpose, and trust that it's unraveling, and you know, you're not going to miss out on whatever your purpose is. And of course, Macaya, you know, it's not just our external purpose, is it? You know, we've come here to be specific things, to embody specific qualities and characteristics as well, right?
Completely. When you decided, hey, I'm going to come to the Earth plane again, you probably decided on three qualities that you want to learn more about. Like, most people think, like, I have this contract that I have to do this, 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 and this. Well, that's not generally how your I am presence decides to come to the Earth plane. It's usually like, I want to learn more about compassion. I want to learn more about healing. I want to learn more about receiving. How can I evolve these things? And what you've decided is your purpose or your mission comes from those qualities that you came here to learn more about and evolve, embody.
Yeah, exactly. And often, certainly that has been my experience, it's been through connecting with those qualities or transmuting the shadow frequency, the flip side. You know, so if you're here to learn about compassion, you may be somebody who you know, doesn't empathize with other people's feelings initially, right? And then you're on that journey to transmute that. And often I found that it's the case that the external mission comes as a result of the inner transformation. Have you also noticed that?
Yes. And I also want to add to that, because I mean, that's kind of what happened to me. I got sick, so I learned to heal and help people.
Yeah.
But where we are at this time on the planet, it doesn't really have to be like that, and it doesn't have to be as intense if you allow it to. If you can let go of your beliefs about duality, the beliefs that you can't know happiness without sadness, that's not how things work anymore. But if you have beliefs in that energy in your field, that's still how you're going to create reality. If you can rise above that, we don't have to learn from pain and suffering anymore. What if you could learn from joy and bliss and the expansion of that?
Yes, very good point. Very well made. We don't have to stay in that place of pain anymore. We can raise above that and reach the higher frequencies. Yeah, absolutely. Great point. Thank you for that. So Macaya, it's been a great interview, and I just want to finish off, if we may, before we have to say goodbye reluctantly. But could I just invite you to tell the viewers a bit about the amazing free gift that you've put together for them for this summit?
I would love to. So what we've been talking about, infinite flow, infinite bliss, being in the higher states of being. It's really hard to be in those states of being when you're stressed out. Your mind's going crazy, looping, blah, 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 blah. You're like, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. How's this going to happen? All these crazy, stressful things. Life doesn't have to be like that, but those things can come up. So I created a free video. It's called Stress Release Energy Illumination. And you can watch this whenever you need to relax, when you need to release stress, when you need to get out of your head and come back into your body awareness. Whenever things seem like they're getting out of control, just play this video. And it's not something you can only do once and then it's done. You can listen to it and watch it as many times as you want. Whenever you feel like you need to relax, get out of your head, release the stress, go back to that state of infinite being. Put the video on, and it's short. It's 6 minutes, so it won't take a long time, and it will get you back to that place of calm and relaxation. People like to put it on loop all night long while they're sleeping, and they wake up a totally different person. So you can experiment with that too.
Wow. I know what I'll be doing tonight, Macaya. That's awesome. That's a really great gift. Thank you. I know that's going to help a lot of people. Thank you so much for that. So yeah, everybody who's watching this, please go and grab that from the link that I've attached within the email that you've received today in order to watch this interview. It's totally free. It's an amazing process. So please go and grab that and yeah, put it on all night like I'm going to do tonight and see what happens and let us know. Cool. Okay, so it's almost time to wrap up, but Macaya, before we do that, I just want to give you the opportunity. Is there anything that you want to share right now with the viewers? Anything that we haven't touched on that you feel you would like to bring forward for us?
People think enlightenment is a state that you get to and you're just there. That's not really the case. Enlightenment is a state of being, but it's not static. You can always go higher and higher and higher and higher. And the key is realize when you're not in that state. Become aware of what's bringing you down, what's not allowing you to be, again, in the infinite flow. Release it, clear it out so you can come back to that state and continue expanding in that state. Because the more and more you do that, clearing out what's holding you back, it allows you to be at that higher vibration because that is your natural state. Sadness, pain, and struggle is not your natural state. So when you release that, clear it out, you get to shift back into that higher vibration. And the more and more you do that, the lighter you become, so the higher and higher you get. Then the more you do that, the lighter you become, so the higher and higher you get. And it just keeps ever expanding infinitely. So you're doing a great job. Keep it up and see how much more bliss you can experience in your life. If that's your focus, that's what you'll create.
Amazing. That is amazing. Parting advice for everybody. Yeah, there is always there is always more, and there's more infinite joy and infinite bliss. I mean,
Ah.
all right. Macaya, thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure and joy speaking to you. I've really enjoyed doing this interview. Thank you.
Thank you, Ariella. I had so much fun playing with you.
It's been awesome. And thank you to all of the viewers who have tuned in and watched this. We really appreciate it. It's amazing to be able to put together this summit, to be able to connect with you in this way and share with you in this way. And please reach out to us. Let us know what you thought about this interview, what you thought about Macaya's amazing activation that he did for us there. We'd love to hear from you. And please keep on watching this summit. We've got more way showers, experts, healers, intuitives, more incredible free gifts, and more advice about how we can really step into our highest potential and deliver these incredible purposes and missions that we've come here to deliver. So really, really amazing to connect with you in this way. And thank you so much, everybody. Thank you again, Macaya.